Hi everyone, welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler. We are going to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly of Adrian Peterson, and because we have so little time, we better get going to the bad really fast, the bad and the ugly.
You like the bad anyway.
We've got three different plays, big bonus for you today. We're going to look at three different ways they screwed up trying to get Adrian Peterson, and I think it's all, these are really good microcosms of what went on. Why don't you start with this one?
And we'll do this one first.
Yeah, we'll do this one first, and basically what you've got is their basic 3-4 defense. And it starts out with Adrian Peterson. It looks like it's going to be a middle run. And then why don't you just kind of explain what happened after that?
See, a lot of this is alignment and assignment. It's really easy. So 93 Walden, he can't get hooked by Rudolph. That's impossible. And then for the most part...
What do you mean by hooked?
Hooked means if I'm lined up outside the guy and he gets outside of me,
he should not get you outside.
No, he got to keep his left arm free.
Okay.
But not only does he get hooked, but he gets driven back by 5 yards. Now, and for the most part, B.J. Raji had a chance, if you can see right here. He had a chance right here, Tom. He beat this guy.
Bit like a drum.
Yeah, he beat him and almost had Adrian Peterson right there.
Right.
And then the problem is the false step by A.J. Hawk, because the action is coming weak, and just that false step, the center was able to cut him off. So now Adrian Peterson's path is he wants to run it up inside. But for some reason, he sees that corner and takes it. Now, they ran like a fake reverse. For a lot of West Coast guys run that. So 17, who had a great game, by the way, he's coming around, and as Tremont is not really seeing him, when Adrian Peterson went inside, Tremont took a false step in here, assuming he was going to go inside.
Into this hole, right?
Yes, yes. And he was like, well, that's where he's going. Nope, but Adrian Peterson said, oh, okay, I got the corner, and he took the corner for 20 yards. Now, that's where you got to just be patient. Remember we talked about with Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
If I got the A gap, B gap, C gap, stay where he's supposed to be, second container, he will come out there.
And the reason why this was a bad move by Tremont, as we watched, was that, you know, actually this was Mike Neal. He got, you know, held up here, but he corrected himself.
Yes,
he got back in this hole.
And he corrected that hole,
and Tremont had to have it, you know, confidence that he was going to be able to plug that hole, because he took this step there and it was all over.
Yeah, he didn't have a reason to do that because he got a receiver coming by anyway.
Right.
Now we go to this one, and you look at the blue, and that's Adrian Peterson.
and this time you've got Morgan Burnett. They're up at the line of scrimmage forcing, and he's doing the contain, which is what they lost over here. So that part's good, right?
Yeah, but you still, again, you got Eric Walden getting beat, again getting driven off the ball. Now, another thing I like to talk about here is backside makes a big key. The two linebackers, Tom, they got to read the guard. The guard will tell you where the ball is going every time. And remember, they're not going to change these plays. We're going to do X's and O's next week, and Minnesota going to run the same plays, but hopefully it's different. Because you got both guards going to be pulling here at one point, but they just come down and get like a double block here, and this guy cuts off Brad Jones. That should never happen with his action. He has to do a fast flow to get over top.
Right. Now there's two things about that too. B.J. Raji has to hold this guy out.
He has to do that.
Right.
If he doesn't do this block, he's dead meat.
Right.
See, if I'm Brad Jones, I go to B.J. and say, listen, if you keep 65 off me, not only can I make the play, but I'm a free guy. And we'll talk about him being free in a minute, because B.J. Raji actually does his job on the next play.
Right.
But right here, Adrian Peterson thinking, hey, you know, I can go outside and follow my fullback and go outside again. But guess what? This time, Tom, he comes up and hits it right up the gut.
Because Morgan Burnett did his job.
He did his job,
played contain.
And now you got Jamal Williams kind of almost in between guessing what do I do here.
Yeah, and the big thing, though, is he gets washed out, which creates, if he just holds, you made the point that just stay right square.
Hold your point of attack. Now, Adrian Peterson has to guess where to go. Well, he can't go outside. He can't go in here.
And Hawk will make his recovery and come back.
And these guys may get him on the backside.
Right.
And that's one of the things when you're talking about run defense. And this offensive line, they're big and they just kind of get in your way, but they're quick. The first step is quick.
Right.
We also notice sometimes during the play, the Green Bay Packers will step slow on the backside.
Right. Right.
Now, this particular play, everything checks out great.
Yeah.
You got everything going in your, everything you want. You got Hawk doing what we call a scrape technique. As soon as he sees this action, he does a wonderful job of coming outside of scraping. In 59, now Rodgers just kicks the center's butt and
forces him to go that way.
Does a great job of beating the double team, really. Next thing you know, I'm saying, okay, there's your free guy. Adrian Peterson runs up, and they meet in the hole, stiffs on him, takes off.
Right.
That can't happen.
Right. Now,
that can't happen.
Let's talk about Tremont again. Now, initially, he does exactly what he's supposed to do.
Right.
He holds on to the fullback, squares up with him, but then at the last second, he peeks, which is a term that McCarthy used this week, was he peeks to the inside for no reason. You know, he really didn't need to do that, and that's when he, you know,
and to be honest with you, if I was coaching the fullback, I'd tell the fullback to come in here and block Brad Jones.
Right.
And let Adrian Peterson go one-on-one with Tremont.
Right.
But for some reason, he bypassed 59 and went right to Tremont, and that was a great, I think, if I had to say it all over again, I think Brad Jones thought he was going to get blocked. And he didn't go with the intensity that he wanted.
Right. But guys are going to miss tackles on Adrian Peterson.
Right.
So, but the key to that is, okay, so hold your point here and let M.D. Jennings come over and make the tackle, right?
Yep. And you gotta assume that you're going to be free sometimes. If you're free, go and make the tackle.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Right?
These plays right here can hurt you if guys don't line up and take great steps.
Okay. In all fairness, now we're going to show a couple plays where they did things right.
Oh, you being fair? That's different.
All right, so let's look at two plays where the Packers did do their job, and when they did, you know, it worked. I mean, they had a number of plays where they stopped him. In this one, we're looking at a play where the whole key to this was Morgan Burnett walking down and taking this gap by himself.
Right.
So go ahead and
I think for the most part, if you're the center, when he's walking now, you must believe he wasn't going to blitz, because actually Morgan Burnett blitzed a couple times and got pressure. So I was shocked that he wasn't picked up, because either one of these guys, the guard or the center, can pick him up. But for some reason, when they try to double team here, Morgan Burnett was very aggressive. And we're going to talk about both of these plays. If you're aggressive, you're going to make some plays. Now, he didn't actually make the play.
Yeah, be careful, don't block him.
He made Adrian Peterson go back wide and come back this way, and then Brad Jones and Eric Walden and all the pursuit was able to make a tackle right there. That's great defense. You say, look, I see a hole, I'm taking a shot. But what should happen, you got to double team and come back and block him. Now, Adrian Peterson would have took that hole.
Right.
Now you got him one-on-one with A.J. Hawk, and you would like that in the secondary.
Except in that situation, then B.J. Raji has to beat his block.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And then he plugs
That's
that
exactly
hole.
right. If he can beat his block, but what they try to do is push you over, you know, and try to get him at the last minute. Now, down here, this one here, to me, I'm thinking if they play this kind of defense, there's no way a guy can get 200 yards. So if you're looking down here, for the most part, you got a guy that A.J. Hawk all day has been getting blocked by guards and tackles and centers, doesn't matter. But what he did right here, Tom, he forced the action. He didn't wait to see what was going on. Once he saw the guard pulling, as soon as he saw the guard pulling, he shot that gap. And when he shot that gap, 71 wanted to double team here, then go get A.J. Hawk. But what happened, when he double teamed here, A.J. Hawk shot that gap and made that play right there. And 71 just kind of hit his helmet and said, I'm a little bit too slow. Or they could have just came off with 63 and just tried to scoop block Pickett right there. So two plays, very aggressive.
Right.
If you're aggressive, you can get him. And matter of fact, it was a great tackle. Tackled him high, you know, from the torso up, you know, wrapped his arm around him, and everything works great. It all works great when you're aggressive. If you're not aggressive, you're passive, he's going to get 250 on you.
Yeah, okay. So you get, when you have your shot, take it.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Well, thanks for joining us for X's and O's, and we will see you after the playoff game on Saturday.